Welcome to Learn to Draw Faces. If you've ever wanted to draw a face but didn't know where to begin, this series is for you. Today, we're starting with the basics. Proportions are the foundation of every face. In this lesson, I'll show you how to create a balanced structure using simple guidelines. The head can be simplified into an oval or egg shape with features like the eyes, nose, and mouth represented by circles, triangles, and lines during the initial planning stage. Using the rule of thirds is essential for organizing the face. Divide it into 3 equal sections, from the hairline to the brow line, from the brow line to the bottom of the nose, and from the nose to the chin. This structure serves as a guide for feature placement and ensures a balanced composition. Additionally, think about symmetry by adding a vertical center line to your sketch. While faces aren't perfectly symmetrical in reality, a balanced layout creates a pleasing, natural look. Finally, consider the angle or perspective of the face. Is it frontal, in profile, or at a 3/4 view? This will affect how features are placed and foreshortened. Decide on the lighting direction too, as this will inform shading and help create a sense of depth. During the drawing process, start by focusing on overall proportions. The eyes are generally located halfway down the head, while the bottom of the nose sits halfway between the eyes and chin. The mouth, in turn, is placed roughly halfway between the nose and chin. Measure these distances carefully to maintain balance. Horizontal alignment is equally important. For instance, the tops of the ears typically align with the brow line, and the bottoms align with the base of the nose. To add depth, think of the face as made up of planes. The forehead, cheeks, and jaw are distinct surfaces that interact with light differently. Observing how these planes catch light and shadow will help make your drawing appear three-dimensional. The width of the face is another key measurement. It's generally about 5 eye widths wide, with the nose aligning with the inner corners of the eyes and the mouth roughly aligning with the pupils. Begin with loose, simplified shapes and refine details in layers to ensure everything is proportionate before adding intricate elements. A solid understanding of facial anatomy will significantly improve your drawings. The skull is the foundation of the face, so understanding its shape and structure is crucial. The frontal bone, zygomatic bones, cheekbones, and jawbone define the contours of the face and influence how features sit. Muscles also play a significant role, especially those responsible for expressions, like the orbicularis oculi around the eyes and the zygomaticus, cheek muscles. The skin and fat pads add another layer of complexity. Some areas, like the forehead, have taut skin, while others, like the cheeks and lips, appear softer and more padded. Pay attention to key facial landmarks, like the brow ridge, nasal bridge, and chin prominence, as these will help anchor the features in the correct positions. Finally, remember that faces are rarely perfectly symmetrical. Subtle asymmetries are a natural part of human anatomy and can add realism to your drawing, but it's important to maintain a sense of balance so these asymmetries don't feel exaggerated. By combining an understanding of proportions, anatomy, and planes with a careful observation of symmetry and lighting, you can create more structurally sound and expressive face drawings. Now that we've laid the foundation, let's focus on the individual features that bring a face to life. We'll cover the eyes, nose, and mouth one step at a time. When drawing eyes, start with their basic almond shape, which can be adjusted to reflect different eye types. Eyes are typically placed 1 eye width apart along the horizontal guideline of the face. Within the almond shape, the iris should be drawn as a partially visible circle, with the pupil centered inside it. Add the eyelids as soft curves above and below the eye, and finish with lashes that follow the curve of the lid. Pay close attention to the shape and positioning of the eyebrows above the eyes, as they play a significant role in framing the face and conveying expression. Small changes, such as narrowing the eyelid or angling the eyebrow, can dramatically alter the character and emotion of the drawing. The nose is another key feature that benefits from simplification in the early stages. Begin by visualizing it as a triangle or a combination of three overlapping circles. The bottom of the nose is positioned halfway between the eyes and the chin, with its width aligning with the inner corners of the eyes. Focus on subtle details like the nasal bridge, nostrils, and the ball of the nose. Instead of outlining the entire nose, use shading to define its structure and give it depth. The light will typically hit the bridge and tip of the nose, while shadows form around the nostrils and under the nose. Studying different nose shapes, such as narrow, broad, upturned, or hooked, can help diversify your character designs. For the mouth, start with a horizontal guideline to establish symmetry and placement. The upper lip often has an M shape, while the lower lip is fuller and more rounded. The corners of the mouth usually align with the pupils when viewed straight on. Use soft shading to suggest the curvature of the lips and their interaction with light, avoiding harsh lines. Texture can be added subtly with fine vertical lines to mimic the natural texture of lips. Adjusting the curve of the mouth can communicate a range of emotions, from a slight upward curve for a smile to a downward curve for sadness. The ears are frequently overlooked, but are essential for a complete and accurate face drawing. They are roughly oval-shaped and extend vertically from the brow line to the bottom of the nose. Simplify their anatomy by focusing on key elements like the helix, outer rim, antihelix, inner fold, tragus, and earlobe. These can be drawn as overlapping curves to maintain a clean and stylized look. Keep in mind that the appearance of the ears changes dramatically depending on the angle of the head. Ears become less visible in a profile view or a tilted head. Use light shading to suggest depth and form without overwhelming the drawing with detail. Finally, consider the structure of the cheeks and jawline as they frame the face and influence its overall shape. The cheekbones, formed by the zygomatic bone, are often highlighted with subtle shading to suggest depth. Softer cheeks require smooth transitions between light and shadow, while defined cheekbones might have sharper contrasts. The jawline can vary significantly between individuals, square for a strong, angular look, round for a softer appearance, or pointed for more delicate features. Expressions such as smiles or frowns can alter the contour of the cheeks and jawline, creating dimples or stretched skin. By understanding these details and how they interact, you can create dynamic and expressive faces that feel natural and lifelike.